Hello everybody, I'm Lucas from LoukasArts, and today we are venturing into the wilderness to show our survival skills in this dense, deep forest here. So we're in here, we've got our basic woodcutting tools, and we also have this, which is a bear trap. As you can see, if we just put it down here, there it is in all its glory. Scary bear trap, if I do say so myself. Ready to catch some animals, so we are going to come back in just a moment when we think we've caught something. I'll be right back when we've gonna catch something. I'm sorry guys, I think I've got a little lost in this forest. It looks a little familiar, but I'm not sure if we've been here before. I have no idea where I'm going, and I've stepped on that bear trap. Oh, my leg. Oh, it's caught. I think I can get it off though. I just gotta make it back to the showcase area so I can show you how it all works. Yeah, there we go. Actually, before we do that, we should probably teach you a little bit about bear trap safety. So, rule 1 is to always have a bear trap handy on you when you are in the wilderness. They're very handy tools for catching wild players. And as you can see, I have one in my hand right now. Did you not notice that? Suppose not. And we're just gonna place this down. There it is. So, rule 2 about bear trap safety is if you come across one of these in the wilderness, you should probably disarm it because you don't want to step on it. So all you have to do is take an item and spit it right on there. And that was very close encounter with the bear trap. You have to be careful. Anyway, let's just go back into creative where we can show you the trap. There's the redstone behind me. So again, we are using the comparator clock because I've been having trouble with the redstone block clock. Seems Redux hasn't over here. Just in case you didn't notice, we are actually on the redstone server, whitelisted redstone server. So here's the first command block, which is being run by this comparator clock, and that is just testing for @E-type silverfish, which is just testing for the silverfish entity. Now, in case you haven't noticed, I'm actually using a new microphone. Well, I say a new microphone, I've been using this for a while, but it used to be a lot cracklier. That's because I used to be using a stand, which was making it all funny, but now should hopefully be a little clearer than before. So what we're doing here is we are just testing for a silverfish anywhere in the world. So this is basically for adventure maps primarily, and not many adventure maps use silverfish, to be honest. So that is why I've used silverfish. You could use this name specific, like custom name bear trap. That way when you place them down, you know, stuff happens and you can run into the bear traps and get caught, like and then it'd be so that these commands run specifically on the silverfish, which is called bear trap. However, I'm just using silverfish because this won't constantly be running. So this is just testing for a silverfish. Then it's going to go through this comparator. If there is a silverfish found, this will turn on, which will activate these 3 command blocks here. If you didn't know, when one command block is powered, then it will also have the ones above it, below it, and on all 4 sides powered as well. This will only happen if it has what is known as primary power, redstone. We might talk about in a different video about primary and secondary redstone power and things like that. But for now, let's just get on back to this. So what this is doing is executing @E-type silverfish, which is just executing the next command at the silverfish, 1 block below it. So it's actually executing this command below the silverfish, and it is summoning an ArmorStand Invisible :1. So it's summoning an invisible ArmorStand 1 block below that silverfish. It then goes on to run this command, which is a replace item command. Now, I found it a lot easier to summon the ArmorStand and then replace an item with the leggings rather than summoning an ArmorStand with the equipment for the leggings. I just kind of liked this command a little better, personally, to have them all in separate sections. So let's say if I accidentally punched one out, I would be able to replace that and then not have to write all this out or something. I don't know why, I just prefer to do it this way. There is a tag where you can just put all of this onto here and save yourself a little bit of room, but I prefer to set it out like this so everything's a little more broken up and a little easier to understand. So here we have replace item entity @E, which is just replacing a item slot with an entity, and it is replacing it at E type ArmorStand radius 50. So it's replacing the armor stands in a radius of 50 because we have some other armor stands dotted around the world. So I thought I might as well put that in there. And it's replacing its slot.armor.legs. So it's replacing its legs slot on the armor stand with Minecraft chainmail leggings. So it's just basically giving the armor stands in the world chainmail leggings. And if you didn't know, if I just grab a silverfish spawner, excusez-moi, so senor silverfish. There we go. Oh, I forgot I'm not running it. Boop, there we go. Where'd it go? Ah, there it is. You can just... I triggered it, dang it. Dang it! Let me actually get a different colour block so you can see it a little easier. Let's try orange wool. Place that down. And if we place this down now, as you can see, we actually here just have some armor stand with chainmail leggings submerged in the floor. However, you can only see the top pixels of these leggings. So if I actually just throw an item at these, there we go, and cover this area back in, place down a silverfish, as you can see. Oh, that was weird. I got my effects again. But as you can see, these kind of like teeth on a bear trap, and they're also quite submerged in the ground, so it's not very obvious to see. It's quite a good trap when placed just regularly on the ground. It's a little more difficult to see, possibly. Throw that stick on there, then I guess this over here. Oh, that one's disappeared. Okay. So yeah, that's why I chose to do that. That was just when I was fiddling around with this and noticed the top of an armor stand kind of looks like a bear trap. That's where this whole design came from. So we just go up to this, we're going to turn that off again, and we're going to just look at this, which is just teleporting at E type silverfish, squiggly, -10, squiggly. And what that's basically doing is it's teleporting the silverfish into the void, so that instead of having those smoke particles whenever the silverfish dies, it's just in the void and, you know, dies down there. This clock is also running this command, however, which is executing at P, testfor ArmorStand radius equals 2. So it's just testing for an armor stand in a radius of 2 of the player. And then this then goes on to affect at P with Minecraft slowness. So basically it's testing for the bear trap or an armor stand in a radius of 2, or under the ground, because under the ground counts as one more block, so you'll have to do a radius of 2 rather than 1. So if it finds the armor stand, it's going to then go on to give you slowness. So it's going to give the player slowness as if the bear trap has clutched onto your leg and you're struggling to get it off. Maybe your leg's injured. So that is what's that about. I've chosen the number 17 here because I found that was roughly what it takes to regenerate health around. It's been a little different every time I tried it, but I've tried to make it so that you are as slow until your health has regenerated to quite high, and then your slowness will disappear or go away. So that's just giving the player slowness. We then go on to give them instant damage, which is the same command. However, we've just wrote instant damage here, and we've put 1 and 1. Now, if you wonder what this true part is, that's just so you don't have loads of particle effects flying off of your player. We then do the command /playsound dig.grass. Now, the reason I chose this is because it kind of sounds like a clasping sound or a crunch, maybe of like bones. Gruesome. And we're going to play at the player. Squiggly, squiggly, squiggly. We're going to play a volume of 1. We're going to play a pitch 2, so it doesn't sound like the regular grass sound. I almost typed A there, that was a problem. So it doesn't sound like the regular breaking grass sound, otherwise then it'd be obvious and a little more boring, because, oh, that's just the grass sound. But no, this is a higher pitch, so no one will notice. And then we also have a minimum volume of 1 here. This just keeps it at the regular volume, like if I was to break a piece of grass there, it'd be on that same volume. Now, considering this is next to this command block, this is run, which is killing armor stands in a radius of 2 of the player. So it's executing at the player, kill armor stands in a radius of 2. That's all that is doing. Again, I will try and leave as many complicated or lengthy commands in the description below, apart from stuff like this, because if I leave that in the description, you're just being lazy. Then we have here execute at player, say a bear trap. So it's just doing, well, if I just do a bear trap, that is all it is doing. It's just making it so that you have typed in, a bear trap, but you haven't typed it in yourself. This has made you do it. So if I actually grab a block of redstone here, not a load of them, if I just grab one and trigger this, a bear trap, as you can see, it looks like I've just said that. So it's almost like your player is screaming out like, he's actually in pain, and you feel empathy for them. So that was the triggering of the bear trap. Now we're going to go on to the disarming of it, of course. So this command is also constantly being run by this comparator. This command is execute at E type ArmorStand, so it's just executing this at an ArmorStand. Testfor at E type equals item radius 2. So what this is doing is it's testing for an item in a radius of 2 of an ArmorStand. So if I just spawn in an ArmorStand, where are they? Where are you? There we go. Bang. All this is doing is it's testing for an item in a radius of 2. There is an item. I just turn this back on. As you can see. Oh. Apparently, that was very close. There we go. As you can see, it just breaks and plays that sound again. I will go through how that works. It will execute at P. So it's executing at the player. Kill the entity type equals ArmorStand radius 5. So it's killing all ArmorStands in a radius of 5. Now if you have other ArmorStands around the player in the map that you are building or in your world generally, you will need to give this ArmorStand a specific name. So when you spawn it in with this command, you can use a data tag which will give it a custom name. Then you can specify it from all of your command blocks to only kill those ArmorStands. However, considering this is the only one within a relative distance to me, 5, then this is completely fine for my purposes. The reason I picked 5 is because it's a nice distance for throwing items. As you can see, that one threw it 3. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, and I suppose if you were to step back a little, I put 5 in. So that's why I did 5 there. We then execute at the player kill items in a radius of 4, because the reason I did that in a radius of 4 and the ArmorStand in a radius of 5 is because an ArmorStand is 1 block below the ground, you have to remember. So you will have to take that into account when doing radiuses, if it is a block 1 block below or above the player. So this is killing all items in a radius of 4, so it's like that item is being destroyed by the bear trap, and the bear trap's being set off by the item. Then we have the dig.grass command from earlier, it's the exact same thing, just pasted over here. And then we have the same thing from over there with the say command. However, here we say, whoa, that was close. So this is just executing at the player, which makes it seem like that player is saying it. So that's all we have time for this video, though. If you did like the video, do leave a like. It's very appreciated, and of course, subscribe for more Minecraft content. Do remember to also leave a comment down below to tell me what you would like me to build next in Minecraft, whether it be vanilla, creative, or whatever you want. I will build it for you guys. So there's only one thing left to say. We all know that. Goodbye.